Hello, I'm Stuart Tucker, stage manager on the Bodyguard Musical at the Adelphi Theatre in London. I've been with the show since the beginning, from the first rehearsal right through till now, 12 months on, and we're just in the middle of our cast change. One of the first things we do when we come in, obviously every department does their checks before a show because it's not safe to do the automation. I mean, you can see behind me at the moment, automation are in. They check every single piece of scenery. We have a reference point to make sure that where the computer sends it to it is still correct, as well as sound and lighting. We don't want any surprises during the show. We then make sure the cast are here, that they're happy. We do a full warm-up, we set up, and then we run the show, myself and my team, with the DSM and the ASMs to make sure that the show runs, hopefully like clockwork. Most of the shows in the West End at the moment are very technical because technology is advanced, so designers have many more tools that they can pull upon. This is a very challenging show in the amount of automation scenery that there is and how often that it moves. There are over 80 winches on the show to move the scenery. There is 50 tons of scenery hanging above the cast's head, and at various points in the show everything is moving at once. The show in itself is an hour each half, approximately, give or take a minute. And within those 2 hours there are 157 auto cues, 15 truss cues because we have two separate automation desks because there's no physical way of doing it. There are 726 automated moves, and within the show that runs for 2 hours there is something moving for at least 50 minutes of the show throughout those 2 hours, which, as you can imagine, means it's pretty busy backstage. With performers, there are various different challenges, and with every performer that's different. And part of our job is to realise that they're the ones that have to go out and perform in front of 2,000 people. We're very lucky on this show that everyone that we have on it is really lovely and friendly to work with and understands things, but there can also come those heated moments when they've just done a really difficult scene and something has happened that doesn't normally happen because of technical reasons, and that heat of the moment or a costume change hasn't quite happened and it's never meant personally, and you have to, in stage management, take a step back from that every time and not give that reaction back. You have to understand that they are the performer, they're in the moment, and 9 times out of 10 a performer will always come back and find you and say, I'm really sorry for that, because they realise that it was out of character. They're the performers, they're the ones that have to come out and deliver night after night to the audience, and as stage management we have to understand that and respect that in those situations. The one challenge that we have had with this show is that it's not really a typical musical. Running from one scene to another, they want to make it look filmic, which adds us a challenge for us and from a designer's point of view, because they don't want to feel like they're waiting for a scene change, hence the design of the irises. But in turn of that means that you're constantly moving things to get yourself set up for the next scene moving forward, which makes it in itself quite a challenge technically.